to digital IDs and to establish the Australian Government Digital ID System. And for related purposes, those opinions say aye, against no. I think the ayes have it.
And just like that, we've got digital IDs, and it is going to bother you because you're human.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still. But I was just referring to myself in the past.
You remember no job, no travel, right? Well, digital IDs have just passed. It's right there on the government website. It's coming to fruition. They tried really hard bringing these digital IDs to us while we were locked down, just so that we could fight to be free, just so that they could bring back digital IDs to lock us down again. Look at what it says on the government website now. Digital ID for the right to work. Digital ID for the right to rent. You no longer have the right to work or rent unless you get their digital ID. And with digital currency, it'll be 24/7 lockdowns for people like us. And that's the point. But it's going to get much worse because there's something else coming.
Because there is no job, machine robot is taking over.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. You don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless?
What's the point of these useless eaters if we've got all of these robots? That's what they're thinking. Now watch as Elon tries to educate the elites on an idea of a universal basic income. It's amazing.
And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to...
Look at that face. Does he look impressed? Do you think he's ready to part with his money so that you can eat for free?
It's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine robot is taking over.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that...
Exactly. There'll be fewer and fewer jobs as they roll out more and more robots. And guess what they're doing right now? They are mass producing robots like new cars, run by AI, better than ChatGPT and the like. An invasion is coming. They're coming for your jobs, and then they're going to replace you. That's the real replacement. And it's going to mean extermination. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. It was right there on the Georgia Guidestones before they blew up the evidence. You really have to take this in the context with everything else that's going on and everything else that we're seeing as they spray us like bugs, as they poison the food, the air, the water. It's all automated at the factory. The distribution systems were out of the loop. They're poisoning the food, the air, the water. They're spraying us like bugs. They're releasing, right? They're censoring everyone. They're silencing everyone. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see what's coming. But it gets worse. These people want to jack you into their metaverse with their brain chips. If it's not the WEF, it's basically Elon. You know, you think, oh, I can go to Twitter and be safe with Elon. Elon wants you to get the brain chip. Elon's rolling out the robots, telling us, you know, what's the point? You know, what a meaningless life when you don't have a job, when your job is replaced by a robot. Maybe we'll give you like $500 a month so that you can go live under a bridge somewhere so that we can just finish you off. But you think about what they're doing with the food, the air, the water, and the like. They're trying to finish us off. But here's the thing that nobody's talking about, except maybe 60 Minutes. People are getting beamed right now by energy, by technology. And the TV is like, oh, it's the Russians. But we know it's the 5G. At first they rolled out the 5G, and then everybody started getting sick. But we've been getting reports for years that people are being attacked by cell towers. People are being attacked by energy. And it's so prevalent now that it's even on the mainstream news. And they're saying in congressional hearings now that the best of the best government agents are being hit by something that they don't understand. And they've concluded in the ODNI reports, well, it's not the Russians, it's something else. People are definitely being targeted, and it's not just government agents, it's regular people all around the country, all around the world. And journalists and the like. There's tons of people that are getting hit by right now. Government insiders, experts, and the like are all tracking the phenomenon back to AI, 5G, and the smart grid. It's been totally, even the LED lights, it's way beyond anything anyone can imagine. And the idea here is basically to assimilate humanity with brain chips, with the mark of the beast, digital currency, digital IDs, jacking them into the hive or into X. But Elon has stated X will be the hive. They all want to assimilate you. Those that don't get assimilated, that don't get the brain chip, aren't going to get jobs. The only way to compete with the robots of tomorrow is going to be with a brain chip. So it's already been planned out. It's already been mapped out. They're going to unleash the robots. They're going to take everybody's jobs. And if you don't get the brain chip, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to have money to eat. You're not going to have money to pay your rent. And so they just plan on exterminating you. And the people that would resist, they're on top of the list. And the process of extermination has already begun. If you've been feeling the 5G symptoms, if you've been feeling off since the rollout of 5G, pain not associated with an injury, recurring headaches, recurring back problems, chronic fatigue, you might think it's just you. You might think it's natural causes, that it's totally unrelated to what we're seeing on the TV. Well, according to experts, you're being targeted right now. And so there is a need to abort this system. There is a need to divorce ourselves from everything that is TV and technology. I don't mean to sound like a caveman here, but it's pretty obvious that things are getting out of control. And unless we rise up and stop this thing, it's going to melt down like Fukushima, and their plans are going to happen. We've been talking about this extermination program. This is video of people getting taken out. It's vastly different than people just dropping. It's pretty sudden and mysterious. But with these videos, people are actually trying to defend themselves from something. They're spinning around, they're flailing their arms like they're trying to block something, like they can see something that we can't see. This guy's staring right into the camera just before he gets electrocuted. He knows where the attack is coming from. But all he can do is stare. According to experts, even the CCTV cameras have been outfitted with energy. It's kind of like a laser sight on a gun barrel. The CCTV camera aims and the energy finishes you off, basically. This is what's happening. Among other secret, and it's all the tech, the smartphones, the smart meters, the cameras, the cell towers, and so much more. They've all been programmed. All of this and so much more is explained in this book. The Skynet is self-aware. The Skynet has been programmed by the deep state, by the WEF, to exterminate all those that will not comply, that will not assimilate. This book not only talks about the agenda and and the artificial intelligence. But it also talks about how to protect yourself, not only through evasion strategies, but also through military-grade shielding. I know what it sounds like. This is the world that we're living in now.